Hey, hey, right on time. I love this. It's always a minute before I can get my stream going, but it's gone and it's up early. So let's get visible. Let's get visible. Visible. Come on, let's get visible. Let's get visible show. And yes, it's the Let's Get Visible show. And for those who find me later on, awesome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. I have got some work to do. I have 9 episodes of this show that I have to put up into a membership so you can go look at it for free. But I haven't done it yet. So let's get moving, Jane. So we're going to do that next time. But today in the Let's Get Visible show, we're going to talk about voice. We're not going to talk about face. We're not going to talk about face. We're going to talk about voice. That was the order I put it in, so that's what we're going to do today. But to be honest, this also could be called our networking show. And you'll see in a minute why. But if you want to get visible, if you want to be out there and you want to be among your tribe, you have to get visible. And one of the ways you can do that is by networking and connecting with others. Ooh, nothing I like to do. I am shy. So let's get started and let's get visible on the Visibility Show. So I'm going to get my presentation started and get back to the opening slide. Awesome. And let's get visible. Let's get out there. Hey, it's me, Jane Gardner, and I am working with my husband in our structural engineering firm. So I have to get a move on because I got to feed the dogs. I got to get the dogs medication, and then I got to go work in the structural engineering firm for a few hours. And then we'll go and upload these shows, and next time I'll show you the location. That's my promise. So yes, I'm in Western Canada, and in 2018 I got interested, fascinated by the television and Roku, and I thought, you know what, I'd love to have a show on TV. So this is also going to be a show on TV. I'm going to put it up on my channels, probably the Business of Home-Based Business, the Home-Biz Startup TV, maybe even the Business Success TV. The only one it probably won't be put on is Finding Your Purpose, because that's usually got nothing to do with being live on the camera. But you know what? I'm not happy because I checked and I didn't check my slides. So we are going to correct in the same time that we are here. So I'm going to delete and I am going to put a new capture up because it doesn't look nice. Voila, we are back. We are quick. We just have to remember which one we have to click on to get it going. So let's get there and pull. There we go. Perfect. Now that looks good. So yes, I also have a TV channel system that I developed from working since 2018 on Roku and Fire TV on how to get you from invisible to visible with your own TV channel on Roku and Fire TV. So there you go. That's what I'm doing. So the Let's Get Visible show, let's talk about it. We already did a lot on storytelling, and I guess I should do some storytelling during the show just to prove that is how one way to get visible. And mindset we've done, website we've done, and now we're on to voice. Voice. So we're going to be talking about interviews, maybe, YouTube, podcasting, and books, audiobooks that is. And then we're going to talk about face, doing video, doing a show, doing social media, doing speaking, and text. We're going to talk about book publishing, Medium, and other places that you can go to get visible. Should add newsletters there right now. It's kind of the hot subject. I'm not sure why, but yes, it is. And then in-person Zoom meetups, summits, events, and networking. We will interview successful show entrepreneurs. We'll do demos on different tools, techniques, and trainings on being visible. And that's what the show is all about. And so we've already talked about why you should be visible. You should stop hiding behind your slides, be the face of your business, show your face, show your personality, show up on a regular basis, share your knowledge, share value, and people will come back again and again to see you and your trainings, and they will be interested in what you have to offer. However, for a lot of people, mindset is everything, and it can stop you from getting on camera. And so we're going to talk about voice today, on how you can use your voice instead if you wish. And believe it or not, regardless of what kind of voice you have, as long as the sound quality is good, people will love listening to you. So don't worry about how your voice sounds. To be honest, it sounds different to you than it does from another person. So you'll never know what your voice sounds like, because it will always sound different to you. So we are just going to use our voice. And we talked about how a website can make you visible. People need to get to learn about you and about your business, so you need a website. So we talked about that for the last, I think, 4 or 5 episodes. And today we're going to introduce you how influencers can boost your business by getting out on the internet and using your voice. So let's go back to me. So we're going to talk about voice only because that was what I put in my list as being first. And we are going to talk about basically, podcasting later. We'll get into more detail about podcasting, where you can go and all that kind of thing. But today we're going to talk about using your voice, using your connections, and using influencers to boost your business. And so this is going to be about voice. So let's get started. So how can they boost your business? Well, it's a great way to attract new customers and expand your reputation, validate your products and services, and show you as a valuable resource if people are interested in what you have to offer. So influencers or well-known experts in your field, they will, of course, offer a great way to attract new customers to you because they have their own customer base, and expand your reputation. So connecting with known influencers and interviewing them publicly can validate your products and services, build your credibility as an expert, and show you up as a valuable resource for your market as some place to go. So we're going to look at how to harness the name recognition and authority of influencers to promote and boost the growth of your own business. So as part of this, the goal is to reach out to someone who is well known as an expert in your field. You conduct an interview with the influencer, and then you publish it on your blog, your podcast, your YouTube channel, or anywhere else where you can connect with your audience. The result is valuable content for your audience and exposure to more potential clients. New people who are searching for the influencer online will find your interview, and they'll likely start following you as well. So this is a great way to network and reach out, because interviewing influencers helps you to expand your reach, attract new followers, prospects, and customers, build your credibility, position yourself as an authority in your niche, create extremely valuable content that helps your audience solve their relevant problems and inform them of current trends in the market. And can I just say right now, let me go back to this slide and say, obviously, for my TV channels, I need interviews. I need influencers to come on and talk to me about finding your purpose. I need influencers to talk to me about their business success, about how they started up their home biz, and of course how the business of home-based business is affecting how the success of their business. and all that kind of thing, as well as the internet market. So I have to get my act together and go out and promote the idea that influencers should come and get interviewed to be on TV. So there you go. Interviewing influencers helps you. So according to online research, 13.4% of U.S. adults online create 80% of the content that is highly influential to people. And you and I both know this is true, because you and I both follow probably the same people who are out there. We're probably on their email list. We're probably watching them on Facebook or else on going to their webinars. And you can probably write down all these names of people who are influencing what you do. 6.2% of these web users are responsible for 80% of the influence on social media. And people are much more likely to interact with products or services that have been endorsed by an influential person. So an confluence online is where the majority of the most influential content is created by a relatively small group of people. And it can work, so this can work towards your benefit to access these individuals. Influencers gain thousands of likes and comments on social media. They can lead their followers to check out certain products, services, blogs, or other types of content. People are much likely to buy a product or follow a blog that's been recommended by a celebrity or public figure that they already like or trust. So you need to get out there and get visible. So when you interview an influencer, it aligns you with their reputation and builds your credibility. In effect, you can ride on their coattails. Their presence and expertise in your content adds value to your business. Interviewing influencers is such a useful technique that some businesses are entirely built around it. When you look at Entrepreneur on Fire with John Dumas, that is what he started doing, interviewing influencers on podcasts, and now he's an influencer. So teaching about podcasting and etc. I don't know what he's teaching about now, but certainly we can probably both print out names of the same people who we feel are influencers influencing the market. So the question now becomes then how to connect and how to identify and connect with key influencers. So who can help you gain exposure and increase your visibility? You need to choose the right people who not only have a huge following, but will help you achieve your specific business goals. So the question becomes then, what are you looking for? You should be looking for relevance to your business. The individual should be someone who is related to your business, otherwise the new followers that you will attract won't do much good for you. For example, if you interview someone on your podcast who is famous and in a completely different field from yours, people will download your interview episode, but these people won't become loyal fans and customers. So you have to think about that, whether the influencer is part of your network. Of course, you should try to choose people to interview who have a greater deal of reach. They should be people with a larger following and fan base than you. It does not have to be huge because, of course, they always get requests for interviews. But you need to look at interviewing people who have a reach that is larger than yours. In addition to choosing someone famous or relevant, you also need to choose someone whose input will bring value to your business. Your interview isn't just for show. You should choose interviewees who you and your audience can learn from in order to get the most value out of your efforts. So you also need to figure out what is the benefit to the interviewee. Some influencers will take the time out of their busy schedule for an interview with someone they don't know because they're generally nice people, but usually you'll have to offer them something as well. If you already have a good following, you'll get the interviewee additional exposure, but try to think about what additional value you can provide. For example, a web designer may offer a big-name marketer some free work for their time. You should do a great deal of research on each influencer you're considering. Don't necessarily choose one based on their availability. The interview takes a great deal of time and effort for both of you, so consider carefully by using the above criteria of whether or not they're relevant, what is their reach, the value of them, and what is the benefit you can give them. So those are some of the things that you have to consider when considering who to interview. So let's look at some of the tools to find influencers. So you could start with social media, because there's a wealth of information regarding who's influential and who people listen to, who has followers. You cannot identify influencers on sites like only identify influencers on sites like Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, but also learn valuable information about who they are and the extent of their reach by looking at their profiles and content. You can judge whether a influencer is relevant to your business or not. So you have to do some research, and some of the tools you can do is you can also look for metrics. So you can use numerical data such as search engine ranking, the number of followers, their KLOUT score, and so on how influential an individual is. You can use the following tool to help analyze metrics for you. So Clot.com is a paid service that gives a Clot score for everyone who's highly visible online. Using Clot, you can prioritize and rank the quality of influence from most to least popular. And you can, this goes and scrapes data from all over the web. Tracker, which is TRAACKR, helps you find people who are relevant to your topic. You enter keywords related to the topic, and the system gives you back a profile that includes social insights, and you can contact the influencer directly through social media. And Littlebird, I'm going to find out whether any of these are still current, and we'll do some research next week. But Littlebird is similar to Tracker, but draws its data from Twitter engagement, which is now called X, so I doubt that it still exists. But we can go and find out if it's one of these ones. I mean, BuzzSumo is still relevant. You can go and look and follow a wonk. We'll look at those next week, so I'm making a note now to go and see how much relevance there are in terms of looking at who will be the influencers you want to connect. So in addition to those, you can also use the search engines and social media. You can look for terms related to your topic, browse the websites and blogs at the top of the results in the search engine, and inspect each website that you find and look for plenty of audience engagement. For example, try to find a blog with a lot of comments. So what we're looking for are people who are influencing others, who have interaction with others, who have an audience that is larger than us. It does not have to be a huge audience, because usually those people are probably starting on some other kind of business and they're not terribly interested in being interviewed. But you can also perform keyword and topic searches on social media, or look at your feeds to identify people whose content is shared often by your connections. Many social media sites such as LinkedIn, Quora, and have rating systems for the most influential people who use them. So there you go. You can also a good way to find influencers is to go find conferences related to your business and look at the listed speakers. This is a great way to find leads on potential influencers. Actually, that's a good idea. Identifying a conference and then research the speakers online and through social media. Most likely, because they're a speaker, they'll be very interested, of course, in being interviewed. Industry publications, you could look at those and see any interviews with influencers, look up the author of the articles, or find out more about the people that are mentioned. And of course, you can look for podcasts in your industry and consider the hosts, the guests, the interviewees as potential influencers for you to interview. So you can also look at video channels on YouTube or elsewhere to search for keywords and categories related to your business. Vimeo, YouTube, other video. Find popular video producers. Look for individuals, have a high number of views, comments, and other forms of engagement. At first, you should create a big list of potential influencers. Just write them all down You should hang on to this list even after narrowing it down because it can lead to more ideas in the future. You can use this list to find other potential interviewees. So start by gathering a list of 20. Use a spreadsheet to help you keep track of their information, their email, their names, their URLs, their scores, their qualitative images, their areas of expertise. Keep 20 of them on a list at any given time, dropping those with the lowest score as you add better ones. Again, you may want to keep the ones you've dropped from your list for future reference. You may decide to interview them in the future or use them to get other ideas. So while you're doing this research, you're developing your list of your Dream 100. Those 100 people that if you had a dream, these would be the people you would connect it to grow your reach. So record any qualitative data you find, such as the best type of interviews they've done in the past. Keep 20 on your list at any given time, dropping those with the lowest score. And keep those anyway because you may use them later to find others, or you may interview them later, as we discussed before. So how to interact? Now comes the tricky part. You need to start interacting with your influencers, but you need to do it in an appropriate way. So start interacting in a casual, friendly way so they know who you are and doesn't need to interrupt when you contact them to ask for an interview. So you want to try and it's 3 don'ts when it comes to interacting. Too many I's. Interacting with influencers. Don't stalk, don't ask for endorsement, and don't name drop. So now you know what not to do. Here's some good guidelines to follow when interacting with influencers. Be sociable. Follow and interact with conversations that your chosen influencers are leading on social media. Comment on their forum posts, blogs, tweets, videos. Leave comments that are relevant and interesting. Try to contribute some type of value, but be genuine. Create value. Decide how you can create value. Ask yourself, why would I want to be interviewed by this person? Thinking this way will help you decide how to make the person an offer. And build a relationship first. All your efforts should be towards simply building a relationship. Don't bother with promotion or spamming or sharing links, etc. Just interact genuinely with a person that you're on their radar. And of course, write directly to your influencer maybe later. Follow the influencer offline. Send referrals. Promote the influencer. And maybe a gift. I know that John Dumas, an entrepreneur on fire, had the story about how he sent a gift to someone who he was interested in interviewing, and he got the interview. So here are some action steps for you to start. You know what not to do. Now let's consider how to identify 20 influencers and record all their information, their email, even their phone number if you need, and their website. Go and follow them on social media, and of course narrow down to the top 5. Document 3 places you can reach these influencers. Where do they hang out? What are they doing? List 3 aspects about your business that would be of value for the influencer, and use that for all those 20 influencers, and you create a spreadsheet where you can put this all down. So hey, so is there any questions? Of course there are. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Well, you are doing this because using your voice is simpler to do, and you can go connect with people, increase your reach. If you interview them, they might send out your interview to their audience, and if you have a way for them to opt in, they may opt into your business, depending on what you do. So yeah, this is one of the ways that you could use your voice. You don't have to be on camera for it. A lot of times influencers don't have the time to prepare for a on-camera interview. So you could even, well, we'll discuss later, but you could even send them questions to answer and they could send it back to you by email and you could just read them out. It's up to you. So we'll be working and looking at this in a bit deeper, because that's just the first step, which is identifying the people that you want to talk to. And next time, I guess we'll have a look at how you can research this. Some of the places currently that you can research, I'll go check and see if those are current social places for looking up your statistics. And next time on Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern, because I value visibility, authenticity, and consistency. And you can get onto the email list at http://jgtips.com/let's. And right now I'm going to write down that I need to create a checklist which has a outline of notes from the last 9 shows as a checklist to send out since we've done them. And it can be a reminder to you as to what you need to do to get visible. So yeah, more work for me. So I'll be getting, hopefully next week, a link for you to go and look at the previous shows, as well as if you get on the list at jgtips.com/let's. You'll also get a summary of the last 4 shows to get into action and get started in getting visible. And next time, we'll look at maybe some of the research. We'll see if they're all still around. If not, we'll have to give you some more links, as well as what the next step is, which is contacting the influencer, probably.